Moses has come to speak to the people. How are you?
How's it going? Thank you very much for adding me, Marquett.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure. Where are you calling in from, Saint?
I'm calling in from outside the US right now. Yeah, I can't really say right now for.
No, I feel you, man. Keep it G4 classified. Absolutely. But we know we have saints all over the world, so it's good to see you. What's on your mind, Moses?
All right, thank you. Basically, I had a question that mostly relates to your previous live stream where you were talking about how to avoid white women that specifically seek out black men. And you gave some great examples as there must be something dysfunctional about that white woman because to seek out people from a low socioeconomic class that's overrepresented in the penal system, there's something wrong with such a person. What I wanted to ask you is whether black men should even seek out white women. The reason is like the vast majority of black women are already unmarried. And it seems to me that by there's like to tell you the truth, a lot of black men they seek out white women so they can increase their social class. But the way I see it is by dating white women, especially if you're a black man, a successful black man, you're capitulating to white supremacy. You're basically saying that the white woman is superior to my own. That's what you're doing. Because if you're a successful black man and you have the creme of black women available to you, because obviously, as you said, like even if you have a decent 60K, 70K job, you're doing better than most black men, and you have the best black woman available to you, and you still seek out white women. It seems to me you're basically telling the white man that, look, man, your women are better than mine.
Right.
I don't know what that does to the psyche of the black man, and it just seems kind of off to me. So what do you have to say about that?
Moses, that's a phenomenal point that you bring up. And it's something that I've thought about from maybe the age of 13 all the way into the present. This is an issue that is a touch more sophisticated than most realize, in part because they don't have the experience to really understand the situation. So, for example, and what you'll notice is that if you look at all of my video catalog, which is well over 200 videos, about 90 free videos on YouTube and more than 100 exclusive videos on patreon.com/the saint and the sinner. I've never addressed black women as a topic. One, because I don't want to be a part of the multitude who deride black women. Number two, because it's such a complex topic that it would require a series of videos. But I do want to point out answers to a couple comments.
That seems like a cop-out. I didn't mean to override you.
Give me a second. I didn't interrupt you. I listened attentively while you were speaking, correct?
My apologies. Yep.
Thank you. Now, the reason it would require a series of videos is because, let me share with you, I prefer black women. I approach black women far more often than I approach white women. And in terms of conversion rates, meaning from the time you approach to actually getting their number, the conversion rate with black women is much lower than all other races of women, number one. Number two, after you get black women's number, the conversion rate of actually getting a date with a black woman is much lower than all other women. And number three, when you get with a black woman, the behaviors that she displays that are dysfunctional are far more apparent and aggressive than every other woman. There are historical and cultural reasons for that. Now, you clearly are not African American. You're maybe Somali, East African, something like that. Culture is going to be a meaningful reason for this. If we're talking about African American women, you'd be a liar if you told me African American women are not far more masculine than every other ethnic group, far more aggressive, far more unruly, raised in illegitimate families, meaning not headed by a male. So when you come
sorry to interrupt, but you're basically repeating the talking points of a white supremacist. I can't believe you just repeated those things.
Moses, you are being emotional, and let me help you out because you're just using phraseology that's popular, white supremacy. We're not talking about white folks at all. We're talking about black folks right now. So listen to what I'm telling you. When I just said that I approach black women more than any other women, what that would indicate to you, if you were listening, is that I'm pursuing them, but I've not gotten one. You understand? And what it should also secondly indicate to you is that I am the patriarch in my household. I'm running things. If you have a woman that can't get with your program If she can't get right, she gets left, black or not black. Lastly, those of you who are obsessed with white supremacy, the biggest white supremacist is inside of you. Because here's the thing, I'm clearly a black supremacist because everything about me is about winning. You heard me? When I went to University of California, Berkeley, less than 1% black. I went there and performed top of the line. That's black supremacy. Everything I do at an elite level, that's black supremacy. If you read my book, you would have knowledge on what I believe and what I think. That's black supremacy is achievement. But what black supremacy is not is complaining and whining. Think about solutions. What I have done, when you come and talk to Marquett Devon Burton, study what I have done. When I built up the Assassin, that is to help my people. Anyone else who wants to join, fantastic. But to get on here and whine about black men and black women not matching up, what are you doing, son? What are you building? What are you educating? Study my background. I was a teacher in an all-black school in Baltimore City. Only black kids I taught. I started a nonprofit exclusively for black kids called 5 Fingers, 5F. Founded it. Then I was recruited to run a program at Johns Hopkins Medical. We served only black kids. It was called IMP. Then it changed into Thread. Only serves black kids. Trust me. I only tell you a small percentage of what I actually do. But if you want to talk about white supremacy and black supremacy, check my background. I'm an example of black supremacy, which is to perform high and be at the top. I have served black people. You're serving lip service, and that's not progress, son.
Let me make one final response to that. You said a lot that I don't have time to touch on, but basically you claim to be a black supremacist, but in the same breath you're calling black women masculine, and all these other derogatory terms. And I just want to leave you. I just want to leave you with this point. Where do you think? Where do you think this masculinity came from? It came from black men being shitty, just like yourself. Right?
Everyone, pay attention. What we have here is a beta male. What we have here is a feminist. Listen to me, son. When I point out something, that's not an insult. If I make an observation that black women are masculine, that's not an insult. That's an observation. And
where does that masculinity come from? It comes from men like yourself.
See, now you're hiding. I said they're masculine. You just said they're not masculine, and then you asked me where's it come from. So are they masculine or are they not masculine?
What I'm saying is like
that question, Moses.
You're raising my blood pressure, man. I'm gonna leave this chat. All right, thank you, man.
Oh, you are feminine. You're running. Oh, that's a shocker. That's a shocker. He ran. And you see, Saints, I want you all to pay attention. I gave the young man airtime. I didn't kick him off. I removed him and blocked him. I didn't do that. I let him speak what he had to say because he has a common opinion and it's very elementary. I let him stay and speak, but what did he do? He ran. He ran. Now, you want to talk about being a man? Men run? Is that what we do? No, we stand our ground. I want to engage him in civil conversation, but he ran. Darnell, you have any thoughts on that?
A travesty that some people think the way that he was thinking. I was sitting there listening to him, and the fact that he just missed himself. So internally, he know he jacked up. He know he jacked up. Why he will stay on? I mean,
right.
I don't know.
That boy feminine.
Pros, man.
And the sad thing about it is that weak men and haters, if you have success, they will always be there. If you're really who you say you are, you will never have fear or anxiety about these people. I welcome them to come on and talk to me because I know that my positions are rational and logic-based, and further, everything I've done in life speaks for itself. That's why when he wants to talk about white supremacy, I say, hold on. Let's talk about serving black people. I got a whole history of serving black people. You can check my background. But when I start telling him the facts of what I've done to serve black people, did he ever say what he did? All he has is lip service. That's a coffee shop revolutionary. A real revolutionary actually does things. And what I want to say to all of the black people watching, all the Latinos, every person, white people, all people, you should all be a supremacist for yourself. You should all want yourself to be supreme.
That's a great idea.
Huh? Hell yeah, I want to be supreme. All you should want to be supreme. I don't care what color you are.
Exactly.
And another thing, if you're hung up on some racist stuff, are there white racists? Hell yeah. Are there white supremacists? Hell yeah. But guess what? That's not going to be the deciding factor on if you're successful.
Exactly.
The reason people get obsessed with white supremacy is because it's an excuse for them being a fucking loser. If you can't make it in America, you can't make it anywhere, because this is the easiest place to make it. Shout out to the homies in Somalia who are really struggling. Shout out to the homies in Mexico who are really struggling. You're in a place called the land of opportunity. So if you can't make it here, it's because you're a sack of shit, or it's because you don't have the right resources, which is why I'm here giving the game that I got. I want to take some questions on that last nut, because he was a funny guy. He was a funny guy. I'm going to check the chat. I'm immersed in it. Did you have any thoughts on
just real quick, this is on what Darnell was saying and what the gentleman just said. Does race have to be an issue when you're writing down the qualities that you want in a woman? Do you want a strong woman? Do you want an assertive woman? Great, then go for a strong, assertive woman, regardless of what color she is. Or do you want a woman who's more submissive, free-flowing, and gentle and patient? Then find a woman like that. I don't think we need to assign those characteristics to a certain race. You should just go for the qualities you like in who that woman is.
Right, and the thing about me is I'm going to keep it 100 with you. You heard me? And every black woman I know who I grew up with, they still fuck with me. And I'm going to keep it 100. On average, black women are too masculine, period. And I will tell that to anybody. And
he's absolutely right. What he's saying is true. So hey, if you hear me out there, he is right.
Yeah.
I'm here to verify that. I experience it also. Are good black women out there. So let's go ahead and say that. Black women,
Right.
if you're listening, we love you. You're wonderful. We're just talking about some of your friends, aunties, and they're out there. That's all we're saying. Not everybody.
That's right. And the thing is, I love black women. And if he was an honest person looking at the data, I don't have a single video with the word black woman or black female in the title. I've never made a video about black women because I don't have anything that I need to correct in them as a group. I'm not attacking them. I don't have any of that. I don't have any women videos bashing black women, but if someone asks me squarely a straightforward question, I'm going to let you know. And here's another thing about successful black men dating women outside of their race. Use common sense. If African Americans are in the lowest economic class, if you become successful on my level and you're in an industry called technology, you do not encounter black people, male or female. So when I'm at the Ritz-Carlton for a gala, there aren't any black women or black men there usually, unless they're serving the fucking drinks. Now, are you expecting me to want to date the girl who's serving the drinks when I'm there as a patron who's well-to-do? No, I'm going to look for people on my level. However, if a black woman did approach me that was on my level, I'd be more than overjoyed. And let me give you a quick anecdote while we talking about it. Last year in Washington, D.C., at the Ritz-Carlton in Tyson's Corner, I was there, suited and booted, and I saw a really good-looking black woman who worked for a company called Motley Fool. Light-skinned thing, very attractive in a red dress, looked very, very good. So I went and hollered at her and I said, hey, I'd love to take you out after this. I'm in town just for a couple days, so I'm pretty stacked up. But like after this, would you like to, catch up and chat? She says, yeah, but who's that woman you're with? I said, the woman I came with is my date. We're at a gala. I had 2 tickets because I support this organization. I didn't want to come by myself. She was like, yeah, but I don't know. I don't feel comfortable because you're with that woman. I said, do you think that I'm going to walk up to you and ask for your number while I'm here with another woman that I'm romantically involved with? It's just the level of contention that black women are going to confront you with. The truth is most of them are self-saboteurs. They don't believe they deserve anything good. So when a good black man or a successful black man approaches them, they don't act right. They need some act right. So I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that they're good to go. They're not. They need to sign up for patreon.com/thesaintandthesinner and get some of this motherfucking game on how they can play their part as a worthwhile female. Because a guy like me, a hustler who gets everything else that he wants in life, I'm not going to take a fall down bitch just because she's colored brown. You heard me? I'm going for the top level. And if the Rolls Royce is brown, black, white, blue, I don't give a shit as long as it performs like a Rolls Royce. You heard me. Darnell, you got any words for that one?
Yes, according to blackdemographics.com, black women are the least married women right now. Go check the stats, okay?
Right.
According to blackdemographics.com, black women are the most overweight women. Check this, okay? The most masculine women. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done in the black community as far as when it comes to women. I'm just telling you like it is. I wish I could be making this up, but I'm not. You could go out there. Matter of fact, I want y'all to do an exercise. Tomorrow, when you go out in the world and look at all the women and see who's overweight. And come back at me and come back at me and holler at me. Okay? And I'm not saying this to be mean or rude or anything, but sometimes the truth is the truth. So what we have to do, and then the masculine thing. Yes, we understand that a lot of black women, raise a single family household, and then they got to play the masculine role, but they got to learn how to shut that off once they get a good quality man. And then they complain about, where all the good men at? Then they hit 40. It's harder for them. I'd say that. It's harder for them. You know what I'm saying? So what Marquett is saying is true, okay? We're just trying to enlighten you so it can be highlighted so y'all will know this. So, I mean,
that's right. I appreciate it, fam. I appreciate it.